Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 436 of Drunk District Podcast. And as always, I'm Tyler. And joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Oh my god, dude. Day two of E3 was definitely a banger for at least two out of the press conferences I've watched.
Yeah, you watched more today than I did. Seems like we've like kind of switched places. Where I yesterday I pretty much watched everything, and
Yeah.
you watched the Ubisoft thing, and then I forced you to fucking watch the
Yeah.
the Gearbox one because I had
Actually,
to. And
there was two of them that actually made me watch. That was the Koch Media and like the freaking
Devolver.
Gearbox one.
Oh,
Oh,
Koch. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Devolver
Devolver
I
we
haven't
both watched.
seen. I didn't see the whole entirety of Devolver, but I do know it's better than what
Yeah,
was presented.
yeah, we just watched the gameplay trailers. I watched like the first half of Devolver, and then we watched the gameplay trailers together before we started recording. But yeah, we are back. It's our third day in a row. We're gonna be talking about everything that was it's on Sunday night right now. Is recording. So we're gonna go through everything that happened today. Just a kind of a quick update for everybody. We did Gearbox, and like we talked about Gearbox and Devolver and Ubisoft yesterday. For audio listeners, I broke up the Gearbox and Devolver into one, and I broke up the Ubisoft one into another one. So
Mm.
there's a separate podcast out there for you for audio listener or video listeners. Um, it's on. If you watch us live on Twitch, we appreciate it. But the whole thing is up on one big thing on our YouTube channel. And same thing going on with today as well, where we're going to be doing all for the video side of it. It's all going to be one big thing. It's like if you can't watch us right now live on Twitch like we are, um, you can watch the video anytime on our YouTube channel, Drunk Dash Nerds. But for podcast listeners, I'll be breaking this up into two different things for Microsoft and for Square Enix. So I wanted to say Ubisoft, but I knew that wasn't right. So yeah, Gables, it's day three. We were talking about, day one was kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
For like there was some Mario plus Rabbids was nice, but unfortunately the leak kind of ruined that for us a little bit. But yeah, we are now on to Microsoft. I told you because you're in Pacific time, I'm Central time, so I'm 2 hours ahead of you. And I was like telling you yesterday after the show, I'm like, hey, I'm happy that Microsoft is at noon my time, just because I like that.
Yes.
Just and I'm sure for you, if we could have at 10 o'clock my time, that would be even better. Just wake up, boom, have it like. But it's nice just having that, not having like go all day waiting for the Ubisoft one like we did yesterday. But Microsoft came out. They had 30 games. They came in saying they had 30 games to show. 27 will be Game Pass games, and
Mm.
they started off. I'm just gonna run through it everything here.
Okay.
Showed up. We had Starfield CG trailer. Gave a release date 11/11/22. It's next gen only, and it's exclusive to Xbox. Soccer 2 was shown off. We got some gameplay for that one. It's coming first to Xbox. It's gonna come out April 28th, and also Game Pass Day 1. Back for Blood. This was kind of leaked last night. Back for Blood themselves accidentally leaked it. Back for Blood, it's the Turtle Rock Studios, the people that made Left 4 Dead. Their game is coming to Game Pass Day 1 as well. That comes out October 4th, but we already knew that. Contraband, which is is from Avalanche Studio. Okay, I can't. Okay, there's two Avalanche uh, video game studios. There's the Avalanche one that's making Harry Potter, the new Harry Potter game. There's the other Avalanche. I think it's like I don't know. It's Avalanche. We'll just call it Avalanche. I don't. But it's the Just Cause devs. They showed like a little teaser thing for their next game. It's a four-player co-op open world game. It's going to be exclusive to Xbox, coming to Game Pass. There was no other date besides that. Nothing besides that. Just they played Steely Dan, and just kind of showed some pictures with some stuff about it, but not much details about it. It looks like you're just doing heist kind of thing. Sea of Thieves is adding a Pirates of the Caribbean uh, adventure to it. It's coming June 22nd. Um, like a Dragon, the Yakuza game is which was a exclusive next gen exclusive to Xbox. I believe the next gen for PS5 is out now, but at launch it was an exclusive Xbox Series game uh, for them at launch. Now it's on Game Pass today. Battlefield 2042, we got gameplay for the first time, showing off their big 128 player map. I can't remember what it's called, but that gameplay. 12 minutes finally gets a release date, August 19th, coming to Game Pass Day 1. Battlefield 2042 was one of the three games that was not a Game Pass game, but there's been that rumor for a while that it's going to be Game Pass Day 1. Just not, they might be just want to wait a little bit before they say that. Maybe wait till it gets closer. Psychonauts 2 got a release date, August 25th. 10 more Bethesda games are coming to Game Pass. I forgot to get the list before we started recording, but I'll try to get that before it's over. Fallout
Okay.
76 is they announced that they're having a Pittsburgh expansion that's coming in 2022. Party Animals is a it looks like the what's the Gang Beast kind of game, like with the rag doll and you're all fighting, trying
Right.
to just knock each other off a platform. Last man on the platform wins. That's gonna be Game Pass. It's gonna be a launch exclusive to Xbox with Game Pass 2022. Hades is finally coming to Xbox. Also, later on was revealed that it's coming to PlayStation as well. I think it's 25 digitally, $30 if you want physical, but it's coming to Game Pass and it's coming out August 13th for both Xbox and PlayStation. Somerville, which is I can't remember the name of the studio, but it looks very much like the Playdead kind of the studio games,
Mm-hmm.
like Inside and Limbo, where like it's like you're in the family. It's like apocalyptic. I was getting that War of the Worlds kind of vibes. For if you guys remember that the movie, I've only ever seen the Tom Cruise version that came out like 20 years ago, but I was kind of getting that like it's two like a mom and a dad, and they have like a young child that probably looks like he's 2 or
Right.
3, and they have a dog. And it's kind of like it looked beautiful. Halo Infinite, we got a multiplayer trailer for that. Um, no release date, just at holiday 2021, which was kind of rumored going into it, so no big surprise there. They said it's coming, the single player, the campaign, and the multiplayer all be coming together on the same date, so it won't be separated. Um, Diablo 2, this is the second of 3 games that was shown that will not be Game Pass, at least as of right now. Diablo 2, the Resurrection or whatever it's called, the remake,
Mm-hmm.
is coming out September 23rd. It's coming to everything, but it's coming. It was just shown here on Xbox. Plague's Tale Requiem is the sequel to Plague's Tale. It's coming 2022. It's gonna be on Game Pass day one. Yet the third and final game that was shown off at the event was we got another Far Cry 6 trailer. So finally, we got to see some Far Cry at E3 because we haven't seen enough Far Cry the last 2 weeks. There's only been 3 events for it. So yeah, so we got another trailer for that. Now everything else I'm going to talk about is coming to Game Pass day one. Slime Rancher 2 is coming 2022 launch exclusive. Shredder, which is the
Snowboarding game.
snowboarding game, but it's basically they came out and said it. They're basically trying to do. It's not SSX. What was the other snowboarding game that was kind of big?
1080.
No, oh, fuck. It started with an A, I think.
Amplitude.
Amplitude, yes. No, is it Amplitude? Something like that.
Not Amplitude.
No, Amplitude's the I can't. I
No,
think it,
Amplitude's the music game. I think
yeah,
it
I think that's
was.
the music game. I can't remember what it was, but it started with I think it started with an A. But it's basically like it's a more like a realistic snowboarding game than like SSX was more the arcadey version. Um, Kind of like it's like the Madden of snowboarding games.
Ah,
Anyways, it's basically their version of that because those games obviously, I mean, outside of Steep, we don't see these kind of games. It's gonna be launch exclusive. It's Game Pass, and December is a release window for that. Atomic Heart, we got a gameplay trailer for that. That was a really weird game. I think Kojima watching is like, what the fuck is this? Replaced is a like a pixel art game, side scroller action fighting game coming 2022 and Game Pass. Grounded, which was that it's the people that made Obsidian. The game came out last year in like early access on Game Pass. But only had like an hour and a half of like gameplay. But it's basically like Honey I Shrunk the
yes.
Kids. And they have an update. It's called something in Shrooms. I can't remember what it was completely called. I forgot to write it down. But they have a new update coming on June 30th, and they're adding achievements. Still in early access though. Among Us is coming to Game Pass on June 15th. And they're adding 15 players instead of normally I think it's 10, but now they're having 15.
Yes.
And you can have up to I think 3 suspects, whatever the fuck it's called.
Hmm.
Iden Chronicles, I believe is what you call it, and Iden Rising were revealed. They basically are Sushiden. Is that how you say it? Was it the
I
games?
think so.
Uh,
Sushiden,
Sushiden, something
maybe.
like that. The old
Oh,
JRPGs.
this. Oh, that series. You mean the Suikoden games? Yeah.
Suikoden, yeah, thank you. Those games, that basically this is like the people that made those games are kind of making their own spin off of that, but it looks like it's in like the um, fuck, what was it? The Octopath Traveler style. But like
And
on
yeah, and to interrupt you just for a brief moment with in that regards and stuff, it's like there is a huge trend that has been going on this E3 so far, and it's basically the same type of art style that Project Octopath Traveler has pretty much gone through. It's been readily apparent in the indie RPG scene and even like certain indie games. There's a lot of that, and for this reveal from Microsoft and stuff, this game and they still look beautiful. I mean, the art style still looks beautiful, but now there's like a glut of so many games that are
Yeah.
looking like inspired by Octopath Traveler that it's like it's a cool trend.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I mean, we see this a lot, especially in indie games, where like when somebody does something really cool and like really interesting and cool, and then we just see a glut of them.
Yep.
Like like, you know, what, 10 years ago we saw a shit ton of, after Limbo came out, we seen a bunch of Limbo style games.
Yep.
Before that we seen like a lot of Metroidvania style games come after they kind of got big in the indie scene. Like just kind of like we see a lot of trends in AAA gaming. We see the same thing in the indie game world. But they announced that the Chronicles is coming 2022 and the Rising one is coming 2023. Ascent got a gameplay, another gameplay trailer. It's like a reminds me of that what was that, that alien game, that zombie game that the Housemark made, Dead Nation. It's basically like
Yeah.
that, like a
Yeah.
top down twin stick shooter game. Um, but it's coming July 29th. We already knew about this. You've been able to pre-install it on Game Pass for a couple weeks now. I've actually had it pre-installed, and it looks like a really cool game. That's coming to Game Pass. Age of Empire 4 is coming October 28th to Game Pass, but I think it's only coming to PC. I don't think it's coming to Xbox. When I looked at the thing they put out, it only showed PC. Outer Worlds 2 was revealed. So Gable's got that one right. Flight Sim is coming to Xbox on July 7th or July 27th, and there is a Top Gun tie-in coming in the fall for free. Forza Horizon 5 was revealed. It's in Mexico, and shockingly, it's coming November 9th. A lot of people, I think, were saying this was coming 2022. So, and then it ended with the one more thing being Redfall, which is the Arcane Studios next game. It's been, everybody knew it was a vampire game. They even teased it because Pete Hines from Bethesda was wearing a Bite Back shirt that was teasing it earlier, and everything. It was like everybody knew, okay, you're teasing the Arcane Studios game, vampire game. This is the people that made Prey, and it's coming summer 2022, and it's exclusive to Xbox, and also obviously coming Game Pass. And something that wasn't in the main show, but was announced later on. Paris Lilly from Gamertag Radio and the XCast. He will be doing on Thursday. They're calling it the Xbox Showcase Extended version, coming June 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, noon Central. And they're gonna have it sounds more like it's gonna be like more like dev talk, dev diary kind of thing, and they're gonna go more in depth. And it's like based because really with this, what we had a couple like Todd Howard was at the beginning, Phil Spencer's at the end. Pete Hines is in the middle, and there's a couple people in between, but it was like very little of us seeing people, and it was just trailer after trailer. So this sounds like that. They said so far, Ninja Theory, the people that are making Hellblade, and a couple other people, a couple other studios that weren't here. They're going to talk about those games. They're going to expand more on the games that are shown here, and then also expand on some stuff that was not shown here but have been revealed in the past.
Interesting.
So don't expect like any big announcements out of this, but expect some updates on some stuff, and just it's more like kind of like the shit we were complaining about, like some of these events where it's like there's a lot of Q&A sections with the with developers, which is fine to have, but not don't make a E3 presentation out of it. Just if you want more details on this stuff, they got it. It's gonna be there. So just keep an eye on that. No idea about how long it's gonna be, but Thursday morning for people. And yeah, I mean that was the whole press conference. It was about 90 minutes long. Kind of like fast paced. Like I said, there's only a little bit of like breakups in between. Really, the only time it really stopped was when they did Forza Horizon. They spent like 10 minutes on that. Everything else was just trailer. Get in, get out, go on to the next thing. Gables, what were your thoughts overall on this press conference?
In my honest opinion, this is definitely their best press conference that they've done since the 360 area. I really feel like that. I really feel like that in terms of the pacing and also in terms of what they revealed for not only for next year, not only for this year, but for now in that regards, they covered all their bases in the regards to make it a well-rounded conference. I mean, they had a lot of the Game Pass stuff. They immediately from the beginning of the show, the top of the show, it's like okay, 27 out of these 30 games are going to be on Game Pass. I believe it's day one for these games, and quintessentially they stayed true to their word. They went through all these random all the random game trailers and this and that. I was very impressed in regards to how soon Starfield was going to be coming, since I did not think that this game would even try to come out next year.
Yeah, you
But
said 2023, and you said you had two out of three. You had Starfield release date, but you said the only thing you said was 2023, and you said it would
yep.
be an Xbox exclusive. So you got two out of three right.
Yeah, 2 out of the 3 I did get right in that regards. I mean, the 2023, yeah, that one was kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, when I was making that prediction, I was keeping in mind that it was still going to be a while before we would even get a chance to play Starfield. And if it's late 2022 into 2023, I mean, if it's just 2022 in general, that 11/11 like 22, it's like, yeah, it's the play up on the Skyrim release date, but it's actually pretty hilarious that I was like a couple months off from that one. But
Elder Scrolls 6, 11/11/33.
I got a feeling we're probably going to see that a lot sooner than like 2033.
Like
But
2025 probably. Yeah.
maybe. But other than that, though, I'm happy to see that Halo's releasing this year. It's going to be the full package this holiday season. I'm happy to see like Forza looking fantastic. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Forza looks so good in regards to what they've done in terms of the ray tracing and everything else. The series, the games in the series usually look pretty damn fantastic because they're usually like they're pretty close to the real life facsimile of the cars that they model after. But this one in specifics, the lighting, everything else just pops with it. Oh gosh, let's see some of the other stuff that I got. Oh man, yeah, the sequel to Plague Tale, that one was an unexpected surprise.
Yeah.
But that one, yeah, that one looked pretty good
I've heard
too.
that game is really good. I've had it downloaded forever on my Xbox on Game Pass, and I've just
Mm,
never played it. But I've always wanted to. It's been on my pile of shame for a while.
oh my god. Let's see. I'm really liking how Psychonauts 2 was turning out. That damn game is going to be releasing so soon. I'm glad that since the release of the Xbox Series X and the Series S, that now we have a concrete window of when we're going to be playing specific games around
Mm-hmm.
that time from the end of this year all the way through 2022. That is the number one question that people had in mind just going into the press conference. Like, okay, what am I going to be playing on this new console that I bought? Or what am I going to be playing on Game Pass in the next like year or so? And I feel like Microsoft did their best in regards to not only answering this question, but also in regards to like what's going to be up for the next year, because
Yeah.
yeah, because that was obviously the biggest question in mind. I'm kind of disappointed that there was not like any reveals of like say because there was like rumors like maybe they acquired 2 or 3 different studios in that regards, but that was just a rumor. Who knows? Maybe that later this week or something they'll probably do something of a sort. But at the conference, no, there was no talks of any type of acquisitions or any type of like random stuff. It was mostly the teams that were creating stuff and basically what was ready and pretty much for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'll be perfectly honest with you, Tyler. After watching that and stuff, I was just this close of actually getting a Series X, but at the same point, I have to create like a separate. In order for me to try to get one and sort of like do that monthly plan for that all access stuff, I got to sign up for another credit thing. And quite honestly,
Yeah.
no, there ain't no way I'm doing that.
I would. I
But
mean, I convinced a couple people today to buy an Xbox Series S. So I got some. I had a couple people like messaging me, like asking me details on it and stuff. So, I've been selling to people on Xbox Game Pass and shit. So I would say, if anything, man, just do what I did. Get the Series S. You got a PS5. You got a Switch.
yep,
Like you and I both know. Like I think you know that this will be your Game Pass machine. Like if you don't care about yeah, like I mean, if you want to play 4K, 120, 160, or 100, or what? I'm sorry, 4K, 60 all the time, totally get that. But like if you're cool, like I'm totally cool with 1080, 120, or 4K 60 on this thing, and just playing Game Pass on it. Like that's what it is to me. Like I got 3 streaming services. I got Disney Plus, I got Hulu, and I got fucking Game Pass. That's what I got. I'm that's all I need. I'm good.
but I'll tell you what Microsoft did right with this presser. they did a fantastic job of selling consumers on investing inside the Series S and the Series X, not just for today, but for a few years down the road.
Hmm.
Because now we got a handful, if not more, titles that will interest a lot of different, like a lot of different variety of gamers. And so, you know what? For that, I honestly feel like, in terms of a rating for this conference, I give it a solid like 9.5 out of 10.
Damn, I right with you. 9.5 out of 10 is where I was thinking. Um, yeah, I was blown away, and this is like I've been wanting this for years from Xbox. This is what I've been, we talked about in 2019, like after PlayStation dropped out. We're like, this is their time. Like we're going in. That's the last year of this current generation. They got this new service in Game Pass they're trying to sell us. Now's the time. It's something like I've been bitching about every time they do a press conference where it's like, we've got the most games ever. And it's like it's this
Yep.
quantity over quality thing of like we got the biggest E3 press conference ever where we're gonna have 70 plus games and 30 of them are going to be exclusive, but really they're like launch exclusives for 30 days or whatever. And it's just about like, and like there are the games with like the big games they would show up and end up getting canceled. And it's just been a long time coming of them like just getting their shit together. And yeah, some of these games are a ways off. We know that, but like I said, they've set this the stage of like what to expect from them for the next 2 years, 2.5 years. We're 2022, 2023, and this year. Like this year, the second half of this year is looking pretty good. Next
Yeah.
year is looking really good, and 2023 is. I know there's a lot of games we don't have like release windows, release dates for some of these, but we know like there's a lot of games that like were revealed last year or like a Fable, Hellblade, a Vow, things like that. Those are 2023 games. Starfield, very good chance they'll get delayed. Could be a 2023 game. Like they've really set the stage of showing off like they talked about they want to next year, end of this year, sometime next year, really set it up where every quarter you're getting at least one solid one, double A, triple A Xbox exclusive game to Game Pass, and they are really setting
Exactly.
the stage. They've talked about they have 6 big games coming out in the next 6 months for Game Pass. You got Halo, Forza. I'm already fucking. They were talking. I saw the thing. Halo, Forza, Back for Blood,
Hmm.
I'm so sorry, guys. I had it and I lost it. But anyway, I mean, but the games were like, it's looking great. And sorry, I totally lost my train of thought on what they were. Here, I'm looking at the thing right here where they're showing. I have a picture here. I'm looking at like all the stuff they're showing. Play day one this year. They got Psychonauts 2. That's one of them. Halo
Hmm.
Infinite, Age of Empire 4,
Yep.
Forza Horizon 5,
Yep.
Back for Blood. That's one of the other
Yep.
ones. Ascent. Um, I gotta zoom in here. 12 minutes.
Yep.
Shredder, Sable, the
Yep.
Gunk, which is the SteamWorld people. Scorn. We don't really know much about that one though. Dark Alliance, Hades, Among Us. Oh, the other one was Flight Simulator. Argaium 2, Anticrusis, Hello Neighbor, and then the 10 games that were announced from Bethesda coming today are Arcs Fatalis. I don't know what that is. There was that Dishonored 2 DLC that came out. I can't read.
Outsiders, I think it was.
Death of the
Death of
Outriders
the
or Outsiders. Yeah,
Outsiders.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's really small writing. I can't read it in this picture.
Okay.
Doom 2016,
Hmm.
Evil Within 2, Fallout 3,
Hmm.
Fallout Tactics, Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Wolfenstein 2, Rage, and Like a Dragon. So, um, yeah, I mean they're really setting up, like I said, like everything I just said is either out today or it's this year. I mean,
Yeah.
then beyond that, you have Outer Worlds 2, you got Contraband, Starfield, Redfall, Replaced, Party Animals, Atomic Heart, Somerville, Plague Tale 2, Slime Rancher 2, I don't the Icium Chronicle games, and Stalker 2. Those are for next year, and those are next year games. And then, like I said, there's a bunch of other shit that wasn't talked about. That's 2023 games. So to really get into it, yeah, I mean, the only thing about Starfield, like, it's awesome to get a release date. I like the whole they're sticking with the 11/11 thing. I kind of wish we would have got like some gameplay, um, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I think that's gonna be like a thing they're really gonna jump into. That's probably gonna be the big thing. If we have an E3 next year, that'll be a big thing for them. Um, 1 second here. It's bothering me. This fucking I need to make the picture go away. Thank you. I don't know why I said thank you to my phone. Stalker 2 looks awesome. It gave me very much like Metro vibes because it takes place in Russia. It's in Chernobyl,
Mm.
doing all that. Like I yeah, the Xbox Game Pass, like that's definitely a game I want to check out. Looks beautiful. Looks like could be pretty good. Back for Blood, that's a game. I mean, like I really enjoyed Left 4 Dead back in the day, and it's like I wanted to really play Back for Blood. And there's like a lot of people, like a lot of my friends that are like looking forward to this, and it's like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to buy this, but it's like $60, and I feel like this is gonna be a game. Like, depending on how much content's there, is like this would be something like me and my friends will play for maybe a weekend, and the way that some of them play games compared to I will, they'll be done with it in a week, and like I'm
Probably.
like I didn't get a chance to play barely any of it. Like that's why like live service games, like all my friends want, like they play it and they just fucking plow through it. I'm like, hey guys, oh you already maxed everything out. I'm on level 4. You guys maxed out. Okay, well never mind. Um, yeah, I mean it's awesome to see Game Pass. Like I have plenty of friends that have that are, you know, that have an Xbox, that have, you know, the series consoles. Like I said, I talked a couple of more. Like I sold a couple more people that were on the fence into getting Game Pass today. So that list is growing. Um, but yeah, I mean, moving on. Like a Dragon's a game I definitely want to check out. Like it's like it's supposed to Yakuza game that's a lot easier to jump into because it's not following the original character, and like I've been wanting to check it out. Coming to Game Pass today. That's awesome. That's gonna be something I definitely want to play sometime this year when there's like a dead period. But the rest of the year is filling in quickly. Gables.
Yes, it
I was kind
is.
of like writing down on my phone. I have like a notes thing where I keep track of release dates, and if I pre-order them somewhere, that way I don't pre-order them twice, which I've done in the past. Um, and the rest of the year's filling in. 2042, that game looks awesome. I was kind of for the Game Pass thing because that's what, like kind of like the Back for Blood thing where it's like that's a game like I definitely want to check out. And like we were just talking about on Friday night when we were talking about the the Battlefield 2042 stuff, with it being a full price multiplayer only game with still with battle passes and skins and all that. Like how's that going to work? Um, 12 minutes coming August 19th. I audibly gasped and jumped up. That was my first of 2 times doing that today. We'll get to the other one later. Um, but coming Game Pass day one, that's awesome. I've been looking for this game for over 6 years now when they first showed it off. So I am so happy that we finally have a release date. Please God, don't delay this on me. Like I get it, delays happen, but it's been 6 goddamn years. Don't tease me anymore, please. But that game, oh my God, that game looks so cool. I can't wait to play it. It's that where you have to like redo the 12 minutes over again, like somebody gets murdered, you're trying to solve the murder, kind of like a Groundhog Day situation, but it's a 12-minute span. Um, Hades finally coming to other consoles. That's awesome. I want that. Like
Yes.
you know, it's one of the biggest games of last year. It was my top 5 for games of the year last year, and I don't even like roguelikes, but that game was awesome. I just one of my only downside was I'm too bad at games to be able to beat it, but I'm happy that's coming everywhere. Game Pass day one, obviously incredible. Somerville, um, Somerville and Replace were probably my 2 favorite things coming out of this of new games announced. The 2 indie games that are shown, those games, I'm a big like I've talked about. Inside and Limbo are 2 of my favorite indie games ever. Um, and to have another game, like there's just not enough of those games. I played other ones like them that do a mediocre job, and these ones look like these could be really like, because it's been 5 years since Play Dead's had a game come out. We still haven't heard anything about them. So I thought initially Somerville was the Play Dead game, and I was like all bored. And then I looked it up, and it's not them. I can't remember the name of the developer, but oh my God, that game looks incredible. Like I said, it reminds me of War of the Worlds, but a video game form. Halo Infinite getting multiplayer. That multiplayer looked fucking incredible. I
Mm-hmm.
love the hook shot thing. Like you can actually like pull fucking shit towards you. You can pull the sword towards you or grab weapons, or you can fucking hook shot across platforms. The hook shot uh, has been like one of the big things added. It's like the bow and arrow was a big thing that was added like 5 years ago in games where like everybody was doing
Mm-hmm.
it.
Now it's a hook shot.
That now it's a hook shot. Like it's everybody, even Doom had it. So, um, yeah, but it looks cool. Like that's definitely, if I have like friends to play with, not the ones I was complaining about Friday night when I was talking about Halo 4, to play with, that'd be awesome. Because I would definitely, I always enjoyed Halo multiplayer, like playing with friends. Because I'm like I said, I'm not good at video games, but it's always fun, obviously playing with friends. And I'm actually halfway decent at Halo, um, with non-hardcore gamers. Um, uh, like I said, Replace was awesome. I'm just scrolling through the list here. Grounded, I definitely want to check out more. I've been like, that was a game I wanted to play last year when it came out, but then I heard like it's only like an hour and a half of content. I'm like, I'll just wait for 1.0. And I was kind of hoping that would be the case here, whereas like Grounded would be here and we would see like it would be all right. Now it's fully out now. It's a full game, more expansion. I don't know how much content's gonna be there, but I mean that game looks cool, and I think it'd be fun to play. And yeah, I think now it's time. When it comes when that release when the update comes out, with the Shroom update comes out, on June 30th. That's gonna be a game I want to check out. Among Us coming Game Pass. That's awesome. But it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like the whole thing when it came to Switch earlier this year, and they said it's coming to play. I don't know if it's coming to PlayStation on the 15th as well. I didn't see that.
I think it's already
Um,
on PlayStation now that I
it's
think
it's
about
only
it.
on Switch right now, but they said coming.
Oh,
They did
oh.
say it's coming to PlayStation, Xbox sometime this year. So, but
Okay.
I don't know if I haven't seen anything about Among Us coming to PlayStation, but maybe it will. But I don't know. I mean, I'd still be down to play with some friends every now and again, but I feel like that it's maybe a little too late for that game coming to consoles. I think a lot of people are burnt out on it. Um, Outer Worlds 2 stunned me. That was one of your things, and I did not believe it. One of
I'll
your
tell you
predictions.
something. Let me tell you something. That trailer, how they unveiled it was the most hilarious thing
Yeah,
I actually had a chance to watch this entire E3 so far. So self-aware, so this and that, and all of a sudden they unveiled it as Outer Worlds 2. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm sold.
It was almost like I expected like something like this at Devolver Digital's event, not Xbox, where they
Oh
basically
yeah.
like mocked like 5 games that was shown at this thing already, which is pretty funny. Um, Flight Sim, that's something I do want to check out. I want to see how that runs. It's been on PC for a while, but I want to see how that thing actually runs on consoles, especially like a Series S. Forza Horizon, I actually really enjoyed the last Forza Horizon game. I got into it. I played. I mean, I didn't spend a terrible amount into it, but I was a game I did check out for a while, and like that game looked like hell of a lot of fun. And yeah, I can't wait November 9th. Can't wait to check out more of that. Redfall, we didn't actually get any gameplay for that, the vampire game, but it's basically a Left 4 Dead, but vampires. It's crazy, just like that genre was like oversaturated for a while after Left 4 Dead games. Like we were talking about, like people, there's something that happens and like everybody's doing it, and that was
Yep.
like it kind of blew up and became too like it kind of just that bubble kind of burst a while back, and like a decade ago, and now it's like it was dormant for a while, and now it's like we have like there's Back for Blood. There's another one I can't remember what it's called. There's an Alien one that's using the Alien IP that's supposed to come out later this year. Now we
Yep.
have this one. And it's like there's like 3 coming out this fall, and then there's this one coming out next year. So it's crazy how it went from none to a lot. And hopefully these stick around a little bit more and all that. But yeah, like then we got Rainbow Six Extraction as well. It's more of a tactical based one, but it's basically Left 4 Dead, but
Right.
Rainbow Six form. But yeah, I came out just loving this. It's like I was talking about, like I always complain about like their press conferences where there's just 60, 70 games, and we come out of it, and it's like I don't remember much of any of these things. It's like you just here's it, just throwing a bunch of bullshit at you. It's like throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks, but it's like the stuff would come at you so fast you didn't get a chance to see it, or like I don't even like you come out of them like I don't remember half of these fucking games. It's like I can't wait from this. Everything, like I said, they didn't waste a lot of time on shit. Like they didn't spend too much time on stuff, but they spent enough time on everything where like we were able to like ingest everything and kind of get an idea what everything is and come away from it. You had an impression on these things where like there was no sizzle reel where we showed 20 games in 90 seconds. Yeah, everything had at least a couple of minutes to get their point across. A reveal. Like I said, 27 of these 30 games are Game Pass day one. And then on top of that, 10 games came to Game Pass today. On top of all that, like it's just blown away. This is like you said, like finally, it's like we've been talking about forever. When are these games coming? It's like finally, like we see that light there of like there's a steady stream of these games coming. It's like we're close, unless shit gets delayed, which is obviously very much could happen. But it's like we're definitely seeing like finally years of waiting of them building and buying these studios and building up. They have 23 plus. I think they have 23 studios they own plus 3 or 4 deals in place with like people making games for them, and it's incredible. It's just like on top of that, like the thing that put it over the top for me was those indie games. Like I thought there's a lot of cool like big studio games that were showing up here coming to Game Pass, but it's like to me coming out of it, it's like I said, Atomic Heart. It's not an indie game, but it's a double A game. The other game looks cool, but I think Kojima would be kind of confused by what the fuck that game is. Um, and Replaced in Somerville were like the 2 games that come out of it were like those are my favorite games, favorite announcements out of the whole horror deal. But yeah, I'm with you. 9.5 out of 10. I was never bored. It went by so fast that it was hard to like not like to like stop and like stare at my phone for a while, which I have definitely done in the past where it's like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of look at my phone now here, and I'm just gonna scroll through Twitter and see what people are saying because I'm bored by this. Like,
Well,
it wasn't like Gearbox yesterday or like some of the Ubisoft
no.
stuff where I spent half of it on my phone.
Out of the entirety of what I've watched, Tyler, I'm actually thinking about rewatching it back
Mm,
just after we're done recording because it was that good of a
yeah,
conference.
yeah. It's like watching, like almost in a way like watching like a fun action movie where it's just like this shit's going on all the time. It's like watching Taken or something, or all the Fast and Furious movies besides three or two. Where you're just never bored. It's just it was just a ton of fun. Loved it. Loved the style. I loved everything about it. And man, it's like we knew they had it. It was just a matter of like we knew they had the potential, and it's like we've just been waiting for that, waiting for them to hit their apex. And they seems like Microsoft's Xbox is finally at it, and it's like all about. It's been all about Game Pass, and it's like it's been a quality thing and stuff. But yeah, they like those games they're coming. They're pretty close. Go ahead, Gables.
Do you feel that, Tyler? The momentum is starting to shift again.
Yeah, yeah, like definitely like I don't. I just like it's something we've been saying for a while. It's like we are console agnostic. We love all of them. We definitely have like things like IPs and stuff that we lean more towards than
Yes,
others. But like we want we all know and recognize that it's everything's at its best when all three are fucking hitting on all cylinders. And for the
absolutely.
first time, really, in ever in 20 years of the big three here, it feels like all three are at the top of their game. Um, and that's
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see what happens out of that because usually one has to go down for another one to rise up, and it's like no one's going down. It seems like everybody's just firing all cylinders, and
It seems like a three-way game of chicken where they're waiting for the other one to flinch now.
yeah, yeah. It's only gonna it's only gonna mean good things for gamers, and that's it's incredible. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that. I love the whole press conference. 90 minutes. It was the longest one, but yeah, 9.5 out of 10 for both of us. One of the best, one of the better press conferences I think in E3, and maybe ever. Maybe not like at least in this era of gaming of like
Yes,
the internet streaming age of like when we're able to watch them live, and it became an actual like more like a television show of like you have to entertain people at home and not just like talk to stock to the people that own your stocks. But Gables, moving on to Square
hmm.
Enix. So this one, it was nice. We had like a nice little 45-minute break between the two, um, between the Xbox, which we needed. I needed to go outside and smoke a cigarette essentially. After that fucking 90-minute marathon, it was like Sting from the Police, like 8 hours sexathon, but video games. Um, but Square Enix was only about 40 minutes. They didn't spend too much time on a lot of stuff besides the first game. Guardians of the Galaxy officially revealed. The second time I gasped and jumped up was Guardians of the Galaxy when it announced October 26th this year coming. It's coming to everything, last gen, new next gen, PC. It's a single player game, third person story driven game. It's not live service. That was like a lot of the conversation was like, what is this game going to be? A lot of people were like nervous after the Avengers debacle of this just being a live service game. And yeah, so anyways, a single player third person. Then we had the Final Fantasy collection that was rumored and we talked about. This guy has Final Fantasy 1 through 6 and it's called a pixel remaster. But Gables, it's not actually a
No.
collection. Each game is uh, coming out individually at different times. So it's not one big collection. It said coming soon, and it's only coming to mobile and Steam,
It was the
which
weirdest announcement I think I've and this is like from after the fact, like after the conference is done, but reading up upon it, yeah, six individual releases, a pixel remaster, which I'm not too sure what the hell that means.
nobody does.
But at the same
Nobody
time,
does.
a lot of these same games are available on both mobile and on Steam already.
But now it's a pixel remaster, and God knows they overcharge for these things already on Steam and mobile. So God knows how much these are going to cost. Um, But anyways, moving on here. So Legends of Mana is coming June 24th. Avengers, we had the War for Wakanda um, trailer, but it was no gameplay. One of my predictions was they were going to announce it for September. It's still slated for this year, but there was no release date, and there was no gameplay. So yeah, that was that. Hitman Mobile was shown off. Then we had the Final Fantasy First Soldier. We had like a 10-second teaser for that, which is that battle royale phone game that's coming. That's like basically like turning the Final Fantasy VII remake assets into a mobile battle royale game. That's still scheduled for this year. Babylon's Fall was a we had some gameplay for that. It's a PlayStation exclusive. It's made by Platinum Games. Um, and apparently I guess it's gonna be a live service game as well. So there's that. Then they spent some time on Life is Strange. We got a trailer for the remaster collection for the new engine that they're using, that Deck Nine is using for Life is Strange True Colors. They remade the Life is Strange 1 and Before the Storm in the new engine. That's coming September 30th. And there's like a deluxe edition that you can buy of Life is Strange True Colors that will come with it. The regular game's full price. I think it's like $70 or $80 if you want the collection that has the remaster. I don't know how much it's gonna be separately, but True Colors comes out September 10th, but the remaster comes out on the 30th. And then the one more thing was Final Fantasy Origins: Stranger of Paradise, which was the game that was leaked a couple weeks ago. It's coming in 2022. It's made by Team Ninja. There's a demo that's exclusive on PS5. You can play it now. It's available until June 24th, but the demo is corrupted, so no one can actually play it. But that was the whole press conference. It was about 40 minutes. Gables, what was your thoughts on this whole press conference?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I was hearing rumblings about a Guardians of the Galaxy game, but I didn't think anything of it.
It's been teased for, it's been rumored for 6 years.
Yeah, and I didn't think that it would actually come to fruition. And then, lo and behold, the first game they introduced in their press conference is Guardians of the Galaxy. But that's not what surprised me. One, it was releasing this year. Two, it actually looks fantastic. To be perfectly honest with you, that was the biggest surprise because of how botched they made like Marvel's Avengers. I was not expecting a good quality in like Guardians of the Galaxy game, but that game impressed me. They went on, and it wasn't because like the gameplay and everything. It was the banter back and forth between the party members and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely felt like a well acted, like non-functional family sort of feel, kind of reminiscent to the comics themselves, even to the source material itself. Plus, on top of that, you have a writer that was front and center in creating a lot of those various comics for Guardians of the Galaxy. So the tone, the gameplay of it was really hilarious. I love that one part and stuff where you get to decide whether or not how you're going to cross this bridge and stuff, and you elect to just toss rocket across the damn chasm.
He's like he'll lay it on his feet.
Yeah, he'll lay it on his feet. All of a sudden, you see this stuff just plow into it. I'm like,
clunk! You son of a bitch! I got an audible laugh out loud moment for me on that.
My God, this is the first time in a long time where a game has actually made me laugh for the right reasons.
Yeah. It wasn't. I haven't laughed this hard at a game since I played Cyberpunk. And I wasn't laughing because of Cyberpunk the game. I was laughing. Well, I was laughing at the game, but I wasn't laughing because the game was funny.
The last time I had a good audible laugh or anything while I was playing a game, it was fucking Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
But my thoughts about this press conference, I mean, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was fantastic. I definitely was surprised by the whole Final Fantasy collection. And yeah, you were right that they mentioned more than fucking 3 Final Fantasy games.
6, 7, 8 Final Fantasy games.
You said at least 3, and you shot through that by a long mark. But
yeah, just wait till we get to our prediction score, Gables.
Oh, I've already checked out the prediction scores, and let me tell you, listeners, it's like we went into this day and day 2 tied for -1, and Tyler shot up. No, we were tied at 0. Yeah, you're right. And Tyler literally shot up by like 5 points, and I went down by a point. So he's leading by 5. But anyways,
it's more than that.
Let's see. Legend of Mana releases this month. It looks like a faithful remaster of the PS1 classic.
Is it a remaster or is it a new Mana game?
No, it's actually like a remaster of the PS1 game.
Okay, I didn't know if I didn't know if Legends was one of the games already or not.
Yeah, Legend of Mana has been around for a while. It was predominantly debuted on the PS1 during SquareSoft's heyday back then. But yeah, it's interesting because now people get to experience that game again, and it's going to be functioning. I feel like it's going to be a much better experience than what the original game was. But Avengers War for Wakanda, I'm not really interested in the Avengers stuff. I was glad to see it there. Hitman Mobile and Final Fantasy First Soldier 2021. I'm like, yeah, mobile games, they look fine, but I don't really play mobile games. let's see, Babylon's Fall, like that PlayStation exclusive, quintessentially. That one looks fine. I mean, Platinum Games is behind it. I don't question the gameplay of it. I am not really invested into it after they said live service game. I'm like, I cannot invest in another live service game. I mean, I got fucking Destiny 2. I got these other games that with that. It's like there's so much time I can actually delve into those type of games, Tyler. But Life is Strange, immediately when I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is Tyler's jam right here. I mean, this is all the type of games that he loves right there. The remasters look good.
Mm-hmm.
The third game looks promising and stuff. It may not be my cup of tea, but man, these are definitely the type of games that if you're interested in it, you're gonna just love the story and experience of it. But the biggest shocker, honestly, had to have been Final Fantasy Origins Stranger of Paradise. Now, the thing about it is, yes, Tyler's correct. Is we were hearing rumors, reading rumors about like Koei Tecmo in terms of Team Ninja in regards to like a taking their hand on like a Final Fantasy game. But this direction and how it was portrayed, I did not guess that this was a Final Fantasy game up until I heard the character named Garland, which I immediately recognized as the main antagonist of the original Final Fantasy. I'm thinking, oh my god, this is like a remaster of the original game, isn't it? And all of a sudden, I see this action-packed gameplay and this and that, and it's like a bold new direction for Final Fantasy, and it's like, and it's just basically like a freaking hack and slash type of like Koei Tecmo style game, fast
Yeah.
paced, this and that.
It seems like it's basically like the Hyrule Warriors of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, quite essentially, that's what it looked like to me. But you know what, Tyler? Despite like a couple of hiccups here and there in this press conference, I did like it. I did like what was presented. I was fairly impressed with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I would give that an 8 out of 10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Um, I'm so torn on this one because so far Guardians of the Galaxy is my game of the show.
Mm.
Um, I think so far Somerville and Replaced were like coming out of that. Somerville is probably my game of the show. Replaced is a close second, but then after I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, like I was so nervous about this game because I'm not like a comic fan, but I love the movies or the movie, yeah, the movies, both of them. Uh, I'm a big MCU fan. The Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy game I really enjoyed, where a lot of people did not seem to like it. I liked it quite a bit. Um, Definitely, I mean, that was one of those games that I laughed out loud multiple times.
That
Um,
game made me want to watch the movies after seeing that.
oh yeah, you need to. They're so there's man, they're probably like two like both those like there's like 22 MCU movies and not including like 25 if you include the series, the TV shows on Disney Plus, and those two movies are probably in my top like six area. Yeah, those games those are the ones I probably watch more than any other ones. I'm definitely that was same vibes though. Where like I definitely wanted to like jump back and just go back and watch those movies again. But yeah, that so great, so great. I was blown away by how like I was so happy to hear third person story driven. Not like I loved
Yes.
how they drove that home because it like coming out. Jay Schreier came out. I was like, this isn't. This was always supposed to be a single player game. This was never a live service. This wasn't like a last minute change it from a live service to a full blown game. Obviously, it's you can't do that 5 years into development. 9 months after fucking Avengers flops, you can't change it
Right.
around and then come out a year later. Um, so yeah, like seeing this, I can't wait for that. I'm so hopeful for this game. Obviously, like IDOS Montreal, not a bad studio, but like they made Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the third of the reboot franchise, and it was an okay game. Like it was definitely like everybody I think came out of it like never not like Tomb Raider games or like Game of the Year style games, but they're always like really solid like 8.5 kind of games, and like Shadow of the Tomb Raider came out and it was like a 7.5 kind of media. It was a
There were still like good games,
oh
but
yeah, I
not
was
like say the
yeah.
the
There,
game of the year materials like you were
I,
saying.
I don't expect this game to be like I don't if I come out of this like and this is like in my like top five of the year kind of game,
That's going to be an
that's
accomplishment.
that's gonna be a very big accomplishment. I feel like I love this IP. Even though like I said I'm not like big into like the comics or anything like that, but I love the stuff I have ingested from them. I love it. The gameplay looks really fun.
Hmm.
I love like I said the banter. Audibly laughed out loud multiple times. I don't know how I feel about the whole making decisions stuff. That can be interesting. I don't like it necessarily when games tie that in so much
But
anymore.
this
Like
one
that
was
was
fairly interesting,
yeah
honestly.
Yeah, I mean the banter was always good, but it's like I almost want to just kind of just tell me the story. But yeah, I love the gameplay where you can like command like kind of like a Dragon Age kind of style where you can like you play as Peter Quill, Star Lord, and you can like use button commands to like tell them like what to do and have them do attacks for you. And then like the music in this. So I was very confused, Gables, because I watched it when I was watching this live. There was two streams that Square Enix was doing. There was the
Yes.
regular one, and then there was a DMCA free one. So people that were live that were like Twitch streaming this, like live reactions, because
Really?
they did a Square Enix what was this, like, presents earlier this year where they announced like Life is Strange two colors and they showed off some Avenger stuff. But the problem was is like they told all these Twitch streamers like going into it, it's like, all right, you need to like because they're doing a lot of licensed music where it's like if you don't want your shit to possibly get taken down or get DMCA strikes, which we know all about now, fucking Katy
Yep.
Perry, um, where you need to mute these sections, otherwise you can get a DMCA strike. So I was watching like because it was during a work day and I came home and I watched. I just watched like a live like someone live react to it, and they had to mute like 3/4 of it. And I'm like,
Yep.
this is fucking dumb. So I ended up stopping that. And so I didn't realize it. I was watching. I didn't wasn't watching a live react. I was watching it normally, but the one I clicked on was a DMCA one, and I'm like, the music in Guardians of the Galaxy, this kind of sucks. It was like some just like generic like music, and then like um what one there was Avengers or one of them. I was watching another one. That's where I figured it out. Like there was just no. It was muted. There was no. The gameplay was muted. The music was muted. I'm like, why is it just quiet? And then I saw the thing where it's saying licensed music taken out. I'm like, what? And I looked it up. I was kind of scrolling through Twitter, and that's where I saw like, oh. So then I went back and I switched over and I found the regular one. I watched the rest of it. I watched the rest of it like this, and then I went back and I watched the first half again with which is so weird because like outside of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff where they use a lot of music, like a lot of licensed music, the
Mhm.
rest of it was just like regular like game music or just generic music anyways that wasn't tied
Yes.
to anything. So I'm like, why the fuck was this outside of Guardians of the Galaxy? You didn't need to do that. So anyways, going back and we were watching the Guardians of the Galaxy thing with the licensed music, obviously made it 10 times better.
Yes, it did.
There's like the ultimate move that like they each character has, and like one of them like Peter Quill, he puts his tape on, he puts his headphones on, and he starts playing what was it? I Need a Hero, I think it was.
Yeah, but Bonnie
Uh,
Tyler.
yeah, but like I love it. I just blown away by that fucking game. And I think it went on a little too long, even for me. It was like 50. It was like almost half of the conference
It
was
was,
Mark
but it was
Guardians of the
fairly
Galaxy.
fascinating,
Oh no,
honestly.
I loved it, but even I was like, okay, I don't need to like. I'm just at the point where I don't need to see anymore. Like you've already sold me. Like I can't get any more wrecked. Like
I did
just move
like the
on.
title screen though. It's just idle. Everyone's doing their own thing or something like that. You see
Yeah,
Star Lord just jamming on his bed, Rocket. Like
yeah,
Drax actually reading something on there. That was actually took me aback.
yeah. It was incredible. I was blown away by it. But like going on like Final Fantasy Collection, I audibly laughed out loud when they another moment that made me laugh out. Square Enix was the funniest one of all of them. When it just said like they showed up the Final Fantasy Collection, Steam and mobile. Just like what? Really? Wow.
On
Like
the
not even
same
Switch?
platforms they already have the games on.
Yeah,
And I hope these damn games come to console, for God's
yeah.
sake. I mean, come on.
It was funny. Someone posted this in the Talkie Ship group, like this, and like someone went in there. It's only Steam and mobile. Like a bunch of people were like super excited, and like talking how excited they were, and then someone's like, "It's only for Steam and mobile, guys." And everybody's like, "Fuck."
That's
It's
what
like
I
what?
said actually. Let me just say let me just say this right now. As soon as I saw like the blurb, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Final Fantasy Collection! Man. It's like 1 through 6." And all of a sudden, I'm so excited. I look over and I see for Steam and Mo. I'm like, "Fuck!"
Remind me
That's
after
exactly
we get done
what I
recording,
said.
Gables. There's a live reaction that someone posted on Twitter. Um, that's fucking hilarious. I think it's the Mega 64 people.
Okay.
Their live reaction when like it's fucking hilarious. Remind me afterwards.
Okay.
Legend of Mana. I don't know much about it, but Avengers. I was hoping to see a little more from that. They showed off like just kind of updates coming the rest of the year. Uh, this is why I was really concerned because I think the gameplay of Avengers was good when I bought it. I played a few hours of it. It's like I thought the gameplay was good. The campaign was really good, but once you got to like after like 4 or 5 hours, you get into like the live service part of the campaign, and it ruined that game for me.
I really
Um,
wish they would have never added that live service shit to
yeah,
it.
never. Yeah, the game would have been so much better off without it.
Oh yeah.
Um, Babylon's Fall though, this just reeks of the like the C team from Platinum Games, Whereas like we
Mhm.
all know, like Platinum Games, the A team, one of the best in the business.
Yep.
Top, no, there's no one better than them at this style of game than them. Like Nier Automata, the Bayonetta games, like they fucking kill it. The B
My
team,
God, yes.
not bad still. They're pretty good. Like the
Like
Transformer game,
Transformers. Yeah,
yeah,
the Transformers game is fucking amazing.
yeah, that game was really good. Like there's a B team, like that B team still makes solid, 7.5 out of 10 kind of games. But then there's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle guys, and I feel like this is them. This game looked fucking awful. The what the fuck? This game looks so generic and terrible.
It's like what I was saying. I thought it looked okay, but yeah, it didn't really invest me like I thought it was going to.
Gables, this looks like a bad like offshoot of Godfall.
Honestly, I could see the comparisons of why people would
Yeah,
feel that way.
I totally forgot that Babylon's Fall was a separate game. I always remember that
Yeah.
title, but I always just assumed Godfall and Babylon's Fall were the same fucking thing. And they
No.
look like, I mean, it just looks like a lower budget, not as good looking Godfall game. And coming out, finding out it's live service like Godfall. Maybe they are the same game. They're just fucking with us. Like Godfall, they're trying so hard to sell the game to us. Not only are they degrading it to PS4, they're renaming it as Babylon's Fall to try to get us to buy more
Oh my
copies.
God.
What if that's what they're doing to us? We're just gonna like every game that's fallen it from now on. Titanfall 3 is gonna come out. We're gonna be so excited. It's just fucking Godfall. That's all it is. It's just fucking with us at this point. Like, God, fuck, they got me again. I bought the same game like 5 times. They keep fucking doing it.
For those of us watching for those of us watching the Twitch stream or whatsoever or something like that, if that were ever to happen, I hope that if you're watching our podcast or whatever the hell in Twitch, you just type in a random F and just post that along inside of our chat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fuck. God damn, man. This fucking game. But yeah, Life is Strange, like you're talking about. I am a huge fan. I have my Life is Strange Arcadia Bay art book. That's why I had to get up here earlier.
Oh.
I love it. It's just basically they converted a yearbook into like it looks like a yearbook. They have like a coffee stain up here
Yeah.
somewhere, and like it's a really cool book. I genuinely enjoy looking at it. Huge Life is Strange fan. I loved one. Before the Storm is one of my favorite video game stories ever.
Right.
Life is Strange 2 was okay. It just taking 15 months to put out a whole season it was a bad idea. And that's why I'm so
I
excited for True
agree.
Colors coming out. It's all coming out on day one. It's the episodic is over, and I'm so happy about that. The remasters, I'm glad that's coming out. I hope the new engine it looks. I mean, they're not like graphical like powerhouses here, but coming out again. Hoping people, maybe that didn't play it the first time, check these out because Life is Strange is. I am a fanboy of the Life is Strange franchise, and I'm so hopeful for True Colors, and I'm really excited now that Deck Nine is basically taking over the franchise after I just spaced the name of the original studio. It's not on the book. I don't remember who made it. I'm sorry. But I love that original studio. They made Life is Strange 1 and 2. Before the Storm was made by Deck 9, which is my favorite of the three. And now they're getting their own one here and are even tying in a character from Before the Storm. All the games connect. They're all in the same universe. And I'm so looking forward to what they do. But it's kind of the same thing where it's like Guardians of the Galaxy after a while. I didn't need to see any more of this. And it was kind of the same way after True Colors was revealed earlier this year. It's like, I mean, I get why you have it here, but I don't want to see or know any more about it because this is such a story-based heavy game. The more you see, the more it ruins for me. And then finally, Final Fantasy Origins: Stranger of Paradise. It just looks like a C plus level platinum game to me. Like I think the Babylon's Fall, if that's a D level platinum game, this is like a C plus level platinum game. It like I'm not, and I talked about this a few weeks ago. Like I'm not a huge Final Fantasy guy. Obviously, Koei Tecmo and Ninja Theory is working on this one. So I'm sure people. I mean, it definitely seems like if you have to be a fan of the franchise, I like it. It's like Hyrule Warriors. If you jumped in not caring about Zelda, you're not gonna care about that kind of game. Same thing with the Fire Emblem Warrior game.
Very true.
I tried playing that game, and like the gameplay's fine, but it's just like I don't give a fuck about Fire Emblem. Why the fuck? I'm not really enjoying this. Like, Gables would love it. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I do love it.
Yeah, but it's just like why I bought that. I'm like I found it for cheap, and I'm like, why the fuck am I playing this game? I don't even give a fuck about Fire Emblem.
You didn't even
Um,
freaking play any Fire Emblem.
yeah, right. I don't know why I bought it. I did. I don't even like Dynasty Warriors, but I like Hyrule Warriors, except for Age of Calamity. That game wasn't very good. But yeah, this just looks like more, if more of that, but not as good to me. A lot of people were saying this was like a mediocre Devil May Cry game, was what all people were saying coming out of it.
It didn't really impress me, honestly, that much. I mean, it was a surprise, seeing that this is the type of game they're going to go into a direction for a spinoff, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't leave me with the best impressions. I thought it was like maybe an okay like reveal and stuff, but unless they absolutely show something within the next year that would and suggest otherwise, I would not give this game a chance.
Mm. And then like I was surprised by a couple things that were like Forspoken supposed to come out.
Yeah.
I think first half of next year. Final Fantasy 16 supposed to come out this year. Allegedly, not that anybody believes that, but that's it's kind
No.
of like the God of War Ragnarok situation. As soon as they said that, like you're fucking lying. No, no, it's not.
Oh no.
So I'm shocked that we didn't see that. If those games are supposed to come in the next 6 to 8 months, like why wouldn't you have that here? But also the plans are with the Square Enix presents is they're saying they plan on doing them every 3 to 4 months, having these. So, but if you're not planning on doing one for another 3 months, we're talking like September, October. I doubt Final Fantasy 16 will get a 2020 release date unless they just do a random offshoot thing. Which why wouldn't you show it here then at E3? It's gonna have more eyeballs on it than ever. Um,
Oh yeah, this is definitely honestly, with all things considered, even another theme of E3, it feels like they're setting up 2022 to be a big fucking year.
yeah,
Like not just with Microsoft, but also with Sony. Also in terms of Square Enix is going to be one of those companies as well. But man, it just makes me look forward to the other conferences, not only tomorrow but on Tuesday.
yeah. And coming out, you gave it an 8 out of 10. I've
Yeah,
been I've been so torn about this one because like Ubisoft yesterday wasn't never really like yeah there wasn't things I wasn't like interested in so much because just as me, but like I felt as selling Ubisoft in their games, they did a much better job. Like every game they showed
absolutely.
there was like everything. None of them spoke to me besides Mario plus Rabbids, um, and I gave that a 7 out of 10. But it's like every game they did a good job of showing up every game. This one I feel like coming out of it like I saw a lot of negative reactions to Guardians of the Galaxy from people. And it's like this is more so people that don't care about Guardians of the Galaxy or
Yeah, pretty
whatever.
much.
Like a lot of people were like, "Get move on to the JRPG shit. That's why we're here." And then it was funny. I saw a lot of people like after like that were saying, "Get on to the JRPG shit." After like 3 or 4 like shitty looking JRPG games and like the bullshit like the mobile stuff and then the bullshit collection thing. It's like, all right, go back to Guardians, please. Go back to Guardians. That was a good part. So I've been all over the map because like Guardians of the Galaxy, they spent almost half of the press conference on it, and that's so far my game of the show. So, but I feel like everything else they did not do a good job. Besides like Life is Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy, I feel like they did a good job
Guardians
with
of the
those.
Galaxy and Life is Strange. Yeah, I would agree with you on
But
that, man.
everything else
Guardians of
just
the
looked
Galaxy, Life is Strange.
they did nothing for me, or it was like hurt those games. I would say more than they like helped those games. I
Hmm.
don't think anybody was impressed by them. So I got, for me personally, it's like a 7.5. But I gotta say for Square
Okay,
Enix, it's like a 6. I think, because like I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Because
that's fair.
yeah, because like I said, everything else was a trash fire. But the one thing they did have that I liked, I loved. But yeah, that's kind of where I am. So yeah, I mean we are now Gables. Day 2 is done.
Hmm.
So kind of our plans for the rest of this E3 is we plan as of right now to come back tomorrow on Monday for day 3,
Right.
but we don't really know what the plan is. So like we don't know what's going to be shown off, what's going to be revealed. So we may not if there's nothing really to talk about. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Capcom's got a thing tomorrow. I think Warner Brothers has a thing. WB has a thing tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I'm actually
Um,
just double checking right now what
okay,
the
thank you.
schedule is for tomorrow,
Yeah,
for Monday
there's
the 14th.
there's not as
As of
much
let's
stuff
see.
going on tomorrow as there was this weekend, obviously. And then Tuesday we have Nintendo, and I think there's one and Bandai Namco are tomorrow. So Gables is looking that up. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
no problem.
so yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be a wait and see situation, I think, from us. I'll post on the Twitter account, Drunk Nerds Podcast, if we are gonna go live.
Okay. Okay, Tyler, just interrupt you for a bit. This is for
Okay, no, fine.
tomorrow, for June 14th here. So it's like Take-Two Interactive has theirs at around 10:15. Then Capcom's going to follow suit at 2:30 in the afternoon in my time, which is like 5:30 Eastern. Then you have the Razer E3 keynote, which is at 3. Verizon keynote stream at 9 p.m. I mean, no, yeah, no
I
one's
think
ever
it's about
fucking
the
watched that.
5G. They're probably gonna try to like sell us on buying games on Verizon.
Yeah, so basically what it is, it's going to be Take-Two and Capcom tomorrow,
Yeah.
quintessentially.
So we'll probably be back tomorrow night, but don't expect a big thing. I think we're going on for about an hour right now for the total stream. Obviously, for audio listeners, we broke this up into two parts. Um, so yeah, tomorrow will be a crapshoot, but expect it. I'll post a thing about what time it is. Hopefully, I can get off at a decent time and catch up on everything that happened, and then for sure be back Tuesday night
Yes,
for I think what did I say? It's Nintendo, and I think Bandai Namco. If they have anything of note, we'll talk about them.
right,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so that's kind of the plan for everybody. So just kind of keep a lookout on everywhere we are. Whenever pods are cast, we're on them. Apple, Spotify, Ghana. We're big in India right now. Um, Audible. If I could put a podcast on it, it's there. Um, and then also like Twitch and twitch.tv/drunkness drunkness podcast. YouTube. Just look at drunkness. Basically, just any social media site, Facebook and Twitter, anywhere video goes for we're on there. Anywhere pods are cast, we're on there. Just look up Drunkness podcast. Please, we really would appreciate more now than ever. Thumbs up, shares, likes, 5 stars, comments, whatever you can do. We really appreciate it. Subscribe. Restarting a couple months ago, actually just about 6 weeks ago. We're starting all over again essentially after Katy Perry took us down with the DMCA strike. So uh, now we need your help now more than ever about getting the news back up. That we're still going, we're still alive. So yeah, that was day 2, guys, of E3 2021. Like I said, expect us back tomorrow. If not, we'll let you know. But for sure Tuesday. And then also the thing is, for people watching us on Twitch right now or watching the YouTube version of this, the plan is I'll post the entire thing like I've been doing. The whole video will just go up as one big thing. So on Tuesday, we're going to do the Nintendo and everything else for day 4. But then right after that, we're going to do our best and worst of E3 episode, which that will all go up on Tuesday for Twitch and YouTube. But for audio listeners, I'll break the best and worst part up and put it up on Saturday. And Gables and I will be taking the weekend off after
Oh, no
streaming
shit.
5 days in a row. Gables and I only ever get 2 weekends off a year from recording podcasts.
Yes.
It's the week that we do the after game of the year, like the first week of January, and then the Saturday after E3 is when we take a break
Yep.
because we do a bunch of shows in a short amount of time. So which will be awesome because that gives us plenty of time. A lot of games have been coming out this week, and it gives us time to jump into those. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Like I said, like, subscribe, click the bell, do all that. We really appreciate it. And I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, please look forward to night 3 of E3, even the final night and stuff like that. But most importantly of all, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
And hey, Gables.
Yep.
Too sweet, baby.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.